Um, I can't get into too many details. In fact, I can get into hardly any. Um, but we did, since we spoke last on the last Stratosphere Lounge, I did have a chance to talk with the people over at Esoteric Radio Theater, and we looked back on the Apollo 11 series, and we were all pretty happy. I wasn't actually planning on showing this, but you know what? I'm going to. Just take a look at this. I know it's showing off, but I'm just really proud of this. Hang on one second. I just want to show you something that kind of blew my mind. Scott Ott pointed this out to me. So here's the iTunes Apple iTunes podcast list. These are the top 10 results for Apollo 11. We were in the top 3 to 5 the whole time, but you can see that all 4 episodes made it into the top 10. But look over on the right at the popularity. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, just look at that. And those 4 episodes are 5, I mean, the highest, all the other episodes have 2 bars. I've got, what, 20, 15, something like that. And they had that kind of popularity, and every single one of them is longer than an hour. One of them is an hour 37, it's almost 2. So that was really impressive, and it was impressive to the people who basically put up the money for this. And so we're going to get to do another one. I can tell you that, and I can tell you that there will be 10 episodes, not 4, 10. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. Got a meeting about it again tomorrow, and then maybe I can tell you what it's about next week. But this one was 4, and the one coming up is 10, and it is much larger in scope, needless to say, than the one we just did. But I just had such a good time doing that show, and I learned a lot. I learned not just about Apollo. I mean, I just learned a lot about this business that I'm in. I remember talking with Scott a few days after it, and it was like this shocking realization that that for 10 years now I thought I was in the video business because I was a video guy, but I'm not. I'm in the radio business, and I still haven't really completely figured that out. But those numbers were for podcasts. I always felt that my voice was a major, major, major liability for me. But many of the comments were, Shelley was telling me today, she's hearing from people, you have such a soothing voice. It's just, I feel like if I get any more animated about things, only dogs will be able to hear what I'm saying. But anyway, all of that stuff is good, and so we're going to be able to tap, it's a very, very, very big topic, and I haven't seen anybody do the whole thing in one pass. So I hopefully will be able to get into that a little more coming up. But yeah, more of it coming. And what I was saying about the writing is what I was feeling about the video game project, which I'm still working on, believe it or not. And what it is it's the ability, which I've spoken about quite a bit. It's the ability to get out of first person singular with me talking to the camera in first person in real time. I don't get to use music. I don't get to use anything. None of the tools that are available to me, of all the tools that are available to me in telling stories. Doing firewalls, I have, as I keep winking, doing firewalls, I essentially have one tool, and that's just me talking and telling a story, which I do the best I can with on that. But just doing the Apollo thing, I just realized how much more freedom there is, to be able to get out of the first person, talk about other people, talk about Neil Armstrong and what he's going through, and have music in there and pacing, have a beautiful set, just a crazy beautiful set that was adding so much to the video, and strange to say, I didn't realize it until just now, but the set, and they spent a fair amount of money on that. The set contributed enormously to the podcast. In other words, even though you couldn't see the set on the podcast, the fact that the set was as amazing as it was certainly had an effect on me, and all of that. So when keep coming back to this idea of doing messaging in 7 or 8 minute segments with CGI characters, it's like I told Natasha this, my baby. She told me, by the way, that I should be doing these documentaries. She told me that I should be doing this 3 years ago, and I said, there's no way. I can't possibly do it. So I just told her, I said, if I get a chance to do this, do these video game, like I keep calling them video game segments, I got to get out of that habit. These little science fiction shorts, serials. If I get a chance to do those and then get a chance to go out and do, real world directing, which is what I've wanted to do since I was 17, then I told her, I said, I think people will be really shocked at how much more I can deliver, It's just in the, I do the best I can do with one tool in the firewalls or right angles or billable nows or whatever. It's first person talking to the camera, and then I had some additional tools for Apollo 11, and that made the story a lot better. And then if you were able to use all of the dramatic elements in terms of things like, hero, villain, pacing, reversal, all of that stuff, we could really do wonders. But anyway, I was very, 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 very proud of the Apollo thing, and I suspect that they're going to, we'll do as hopefully a better job on this one that's coming up. And it's just really great feeling, a really satisfying feeling. And so I guess that's about it. Tonight, we are going to do questions from the membership. Really, to be honest with you, I should be doing pretty much exclusively from the membership, because the people that pay for this content are so generous with it. They just never ceases to amaze me. But they it'd be nice to get something exclusive for your $9.95 a month. But in any event, we're just going to be going there for questions today. So let's see what they have to say. I'm not logged in. I'm not logged into my own site. I should probably get in the habit of saving that. Yeah, keep me signed in. There we go. I don't know, is Scotty out here tonight? It'd be nice to see his smiling face. He's got to be somewhere. All right, so back I go. Let's see what we got.